Hey everybody, Ashton here with Gents with another fragrance review. So on one of my last videos, I gave you guys an option from 5 new releases as to which fragrance you wanted me to review next. The one that I'm going to review was in the top 2. The other was Paco Rabanne Pure XS, so that one will be coming soon. The fragrance we're going to be taking a look at today though is Mont Blanc Legend Night. Alright guys, let's quickly check out this presentation. You can see here the name of the house and fragrance on the front, size and concentration down here. Nothing doing on the sides, and the back is actually the exact same as the front. On the top you have the Mont Blanc symbol. On the bottom you have the ingredients and the batch code punched into the box right here. The bottle actually looks really nice. Kind of reminds me of like a sunburst coloration on a guitar, like an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar. The cap does click into place, but it's not super secure. It is fairly heavy. The atomizer works pretty well, as you can see here. It's, basically the same as all the Mont Blanc Legend fragrances. Then on the bottom you have a sticker with batch code information right there. A little bit hard to see. That is the presentation for Mont Blanc Legend Night. I actually really like this bottle. It's probably my favorite of the Legend series. Now, one thing I want to say right off the top is that on Fragrantica, if you go there, it will say that this is most similar to Armani Code Profumo. Now, the bottles are definitely similar in their coloration, but scent-wise, they're not similar. This does not have that root beer feeling that Armani Code Profumo has. It doesn't have leather, it doesn't have tonka, it doesn't have amber. This has violet, Armani Code Profumo does not. They're not the same. This guy opens up with a big blast of mint. There's also green apple. There's a touch of cardamom that lends some spiciness, and you can pick up lavender as well. Like most fragrances that have mint in the opening though, that mint goes away almost immediately. So once the mint in this goes away, it starts to become a very little bit powdery, and that's because violet starts to creep in. The lavender becomes more apparent, and that green apple kind of slides to the background. It's still there, it's just not as apparent as it was in the initial opening. And in the mid, this starts to smell a lot like a milder or weaker Versace Eros. And that seems to be a common thing that's happening here lately. La Nuit de l'Homme Eau Électrique also has strong similarities to Eros, so apparently that one's a good enough seller or is popular enough that everybody else wants to get a piece of that action. In the far dry down, you've got vanillic sweetness, a touch of warm woods, a little bit of cardamom, and some powder from the violet. Mont Blanc Legend Night is an agreeable fragrance. It's one that most people are going to think smells nice, but it is absolutely nothing new. Performance is where this one really suffers. Longevity for me was in the 4 to 5 hour range, and 5 hours is the top of the range for me. And projection in the first hour, but realistically it starts to sit close to your skin like 30 to 45 minutes in. Unless you just want to go absolutely crazy with the trigger, and then you might get better projection and better longevity. But for somebody like me who will only spray 3 to 5 times, it really doesn't cut it. In terms of occasions to use this, in my opinion, it's best as a date night fragrance. My wife actually really likes the way that this one smells, and it's one that I think, like I said earlier, would be agreeable or really pleasant to the vast majority of people. This isn't going to be a good club fragrance though. Doesn't have good projection, doesn't have good longevity. It smells, like I said, similar to Eros. So this one, not gonna work in the clubs. And lastly, I would say that you could pull this off successfully in the office or casually because it is a nice smelling fragrance and it's not loud. And I do think you could pull this off day or night. It does trend closer to night for me than it does daytime. Season-wise, spring, summer, and fall, not really something that I could see working in the winter just because it's not gonna have enough oomph to cut through the cold. And lastly, age range, middle age, and younger. All right guys, that's my review of Mont Blanc Legend Night. Quick recap, it smells nice, it smells pleasant. It's basically a weaker / milder Eros. So if you like Versace Eros, you'll probably like the way that this one smells. Where it's really held back is the performance, which personally, for an eau de parfum release, is lacking. If I were going to give you a recommendation on this, if you're interested in it, wait. Pick it up from FragranceNet, eBay, Notino, FragranceX, wherever, once the price on this drops down. because this has started to show up at discounters, but they still have it around the $50 range. That price will drop. All Mont Blanc fragrances are inexpensive after they've been on the market for a little bit of time, so be patient. If you're interested, pick it up later. All right, guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for sticking around till the end. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time with another list, review, or rating video.